Welcome back to another episode of Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt. Hope you guys all had a great 4th of July. This video has a little bit of 4th of July action. It has some road-going UTV action, and then we rejuvenate a couple of air conditioning systems in a couple of vehicles. So watch the video. When it's over, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please tell all your friends. See you at the end. My daughter and I are off on an adventure. Where are we going, Ryan Lee?
Zaz's Pizza. We're getting pizza.
Let's do it. Road trip. It's Thursday morning, about 9:30 a.m. The UTV is all loaded up. I think we have everything we need. So I'm getting ready to go lock up the house, and the dog and I are going to hit the road, find our campsite for the night. Camp's been set up for hours. I spent most of the day out here. Cooked lunch, barbecued a steak, and mostly been hanging out in my recliner over there, working on my computer. Temperature hit mid 90s today. Now it's starting to cool down. It's about 8 o'clock at night. So pretty soon we'll do a fire. That ought to hold me over till morning. I've got a steak, green beans, a rice dish of some kind, and a big old salad. Wash it down with an iced tea. So, looks pretty good. A couple things I'm missing, salt and pepper, and I forgot salad dressing, so I've got a little bit of mayo in there. But that's all right. It's about 9 p.m. If I'm going to do a fire, I better get with it. It's Friday morning, and we're 22 hours into this camping adventure. Just enough time to cook some breakfast and spend a little time playing on the computer. Then it's time to pack up and head home. You know, home? But hey, nobody needs to see that. Every time I let the dog off the leash, she makes a beeline for the house. I keep having to go up to the front door and retrieve her and bring her back. I just can't leave her alone up there because she might wander out in the street or something. So breakfast is ready. It's nothing fancy, it's leftovers from last night, which means a rice dish, green beans, some pieces of steak, and a cheddar cheese stick that I cut up in it. And at least I got an English muffin with some jelly on it. And a Diet Pepsi too. Our 24 hours of fun is just about over. Time to break down camp and get back to work. It's 10:30 a.m. and the camp is broke down and sitting right there. Need to get it loaded back into the UTV, moved over into the shop, and then we need to load the mower up and we need to get to work. I need to go over and mow the rental. The dog's been off her leash for about a half hour. She's finally given up. She's just laying out here in the shade, figuring this is where she's going to live the rest of her life. Little does she know, she gets to go back in the house finally. Back in the shop. We should go ahead and unload everything right now while we're thinking about it. But this is Procrastination Garage. We don't do things that way. Headed over to mow. 93 degrees on his way to 97. Woohoo! Okay, so what kind of idiot waits until 1:30 in the afternoon to mow? This guy. You guys didn't want to see me mow over there, did you? Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyway, on my way home, temperature's now bumped up to 94 degrees. I cheated a little bit. I didn't do the weed whacking over there. The grass isn't growing enough to where I can go ahead and skip a week, and it's just too freaking hot out. It's Tuesday, and of course my video is late. It should have been uploaded on Sunday or Monday. Certainly should be uploading right now, but I don't have enough content. And instead of working on content, what am I doing? I went to McDonald's and taking a little break before we get to work this morning. And hey, I used my bonus points, so it was only $4 for breakfast, so that's not bad. We'll get to work in a minute. Good morning, Bear. Are you going to join me for breakfast? Do you like McDonald's? Yeah. Did you guys catch that? When I pulled this out of the shop, the step was out. You got to be careful because I usually cut it pretty close. That shop is not that wide. And so you got to be careful that you don't catch it on the door. So when I pulled it out, in my mind, I was thinking, I don't remember if I put that step back in or not. So I gave myself just a little extra clearance. What I should have done was stopped and gotten out, checked it, and put it in. But all's well. So the last couple times the motorhome's been out, the air conditioning has not been blowing cold, and the compressor just keeps cycling on and off. So it needs a recharge. So we're going to try and do a home recharge kit. I've had mixed results with these kits, probably more successes than failures. So we're hoping this one's going to go good. So I read the instructions on how it works with the can. Basically, you have to hook this up to your low side port, make sure this valve is closed, take a pressure reading and determine that you're low on pressure. Then if you are, you screw this can back to this end, and then you open this valve all the way up and it punctures this and lets the Freon go inside. You got to make sure the engine's running and make sure you're in the max mode on AC when all this is going on. Now the question is, where's the low side port? I thought, hey, look, we're lucky. Low side port's right here, front and center. I couldn't find a high side port anywhere. Then I did some research online. Nope, that's the high side port right there. You can't mix them up, they're different sized. And I checked it, it doesn't fit. So after doing some research, the low side port is somewhere up underneath there. So that means disassembling the air intake here, hopefully to find it. Some people said you can get it from the inside through the doghouse. We'll start out here by removing the air intake and see what that does for us. So this van is a 95, and when I was reading about the E350s online, the ones I was reading about were probably 92, 93 models, which I assumed would probably be the same. So after pulling the air intake, I reached up here. I did find the air conditioner line. I followed it all the way around. It circles around, it goes to the compressor, and I found no fitting on it. So I started tracing it back this way, and it comes all the way around, and sure enough, there it is. Right there, pretty much in plain sight if I just dug. The problem is this motorhome has all these extra cables because of the dual batteries. So this was actually sitting down in there, and if I looked a little harder I would have found it. But when I first started, I really thought that was a low pressure over there, so I thought, oh, okay, no problem. So I didn't do enough investigation. So now we're going to put the air cleaner back on there because we don't really want it off while the engine's running. And we do know where that port is. It's not too hard to access. I just have to work around that battery cable. So let's get this put back together and see what we can do. All right, this bad boy is blowing cold now. I don't know how cold. It's way colder than it was. And looking at my gauge out here, I ended up putting another can. I had some other cans in the shop, so I put another can in. It's empty, so I basically put in that one there, and then the other one I had, which I've thrown away. And you see my readings based on the little chart on the other can. That reading is still low. It should be up in the green area, but I'm hesitant to put another can in there. The fact that it is blowing cold, I think we're just going to leave it alone. We'll drive it this weekend. If we feel it needs more, we can put more in, or when we get into the summer, more summer heat, we can always add more later. But we're going to call this a win for now. Like I said, it should be reading higher. I don't know, maybe I'll do one more can. Okay, we're 3 cans in and we're calling it good. I don't want to overpressurize the system. It was still showing in the blue. Maybe the gauge isn't accurate. It never got to the green. Again, it's blowing cold. We're calling it good. So I don't know if you guys realized or not, but I never got that valve open when I was doing the first can. So all that tipping back and forth for 5 minutes, I was never getting any Freon into the system. It wasn't until I turned off the video and did some soul searching that I finally figured out what I was doing wrong. And then it sucked it in just fine. And cans number 2 and number 3 went just like they were supposed to. So anyway, this part of the motorhome's done. But you know what? Let's do something else. All right, we're feeling accomplished. We got the air conditioning fixed in the motorhome, I think. We'll find out when we take a trip. Got the air conditioning fixed in the F-250 here. It took 3 of these cans, which were the last 3 that I had, so I need to go buy some more of that. It looks to be about in the green zone on this truck, so I think we're in good shape. So we found the connection right here on this thing here. I'm not sure what that is, condenser, evaporator, I don't know, it's something. That's where we found the fitting there. This one, I couldn't open the valve all the way. If I opened this valve all the way, for some reason it wasn't allowing it to escape from the can. So I fooled around with it for quite a while before I figured out that I just barely needed to crack it a little bit, and then it would suck it real quick. So like I said, 3 cans in. So for those who are wondering, an update on the F-250 regarding the exhaust manifold, or well, actually it was in the head. We had a leak from where there had been a bolt drilled out and drilled into the water jacket. And when I had it apart, I realized it was leaking just a little bit. We can blame Pelzel's Auto for this. They're the ones that screwed up in the first place. Anyway, I used stop leak in the radiator, which, you know, you should never use that kind of stuff. But the idea was to plug the leak in the head that was leaking, just barely dribbling into the exhaust manifold. You can see that my coolant level, I'm just a little above max, which is where it was when I filled it up. And that was last fall sometime. I used the thing during snowmobile season. I've been using it around here. I put quite a few miles on it, and the patch seems to be holding. We're not using any water. And it wasn't leaking a ton of water before, but it seems to be holding steady. So that's good. So let's move on to something else. Or actually, maybe we'll just wrap this video up and get it uploaded. That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, the number one goal of Procrastination Garage is to keep me motivated, to get me working on projects, be it in the shop, out in the yard, or just out playing. Did some playing in this video and a little bit of work right at the end. In fact, we did that work today as we're trying to get this video done so we can get it uploaded. Down in the comments, tell me about the projects you're working on, or better yet, tell me about the projects you're procrastinating about. And with that, please subscribe, please tell all your friends, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.